Hey, welcome to the Backwoods Gourmet. Today I got something a little different for you. We're getting a brand new member to our family of outdoor cookers here today. So stay tuned. There it is, and as you can see, it's a big box. Okay, it was so big, it took me and a guy, and so heavy to get it on this trailer, and I got it in a box so I could show you guys how to assemble it, and that's what we're going to do. First we're going to unbox it, or I'm going to show it to you, then we're going to unbox it. I'm going to show you how to assemble it. We're going to do all the steps necessary before we cook on it, and if this video is not too long, we may go ahead and cook on it, or we may just keep that cook part for the next video, see how long it goes here. So anyway, I guess you're all wondering what the heck is inside the cover. Well, I actually found this cover. We already had it here at the house for previous grill. Dad lived here. So what we got inside is we got the Pit Boss. This is the Pro Series Wi-Fi and Bluetooth ready pellet smoker and or grill. So I was looking for something that I could do with you guys that was more along you know, your normal everyday stuff you might want to be doing at your camp or your house or wherever it is. And I didn't really want to go gas grill. I put it out there to a few of you guys. Some of you guys says yes, gas grill. I'm not a big fan because to me gas doesn't impart anything, any kind of flavor to your food. So I think the pellet smoker is the best of both worlds. You can get it super hot and sear off them steaks. It's super easy. It's super easy to operate, and it gives you the wood flavor you want depending on what kind of pellets you put in there. So to me, I would way more like you know, like to have a pellet grill than a gas grill. Okay, now if you don't like smoke and barbecue stuff, go ahead, but if you don't, you're probably not watching this channel anyway. So anyway, for you guys that are just stopping by for the unboxing assembly, we're going to start that right now. Got the bands off of it. Let's go ahead and open her up. This is by the way, this particular model, this is a Lowe's exclusive. Okay, and one other thing I want to tell you about this before we ever get too far into it is they did not give this to me to do a review with. Okay, I purchased this. All right, and this may be around with some other things already, but I know some of you younger guys really love your be able to do things on your phone, and with this one we're going to be able to do a lot of things with our phone. So here's what it looks like inside the box. Okay, so far everything seems to be very well packaged. This box had very little damage on it, which I inspected it before I left there with it. So let's start going into it a little bit at a time here. A nice big block of styrofoam there. That's your firebox right there. All right, let's start pulling things apart and throwing them away to the side here. Put this down. All right, there's the barrel of the thing. This is the 1150, by the way. It's 1150 square inches of cooking surface, and I'll show you some of the features and why I selected this particular one. So let me put this camera down a second and we'll see how to get it out of the box. Oh, this may not be the best way, but it's going to be my way today. This cooker is heavy. Actually, that whole lid lifts off. It's not connected. So after you lift off the lid, this is what you get. Again, seems to be very well packaged. So there's what we're looking for right there, I hope. That is your manual. So let's go study this. So the directions of this thing are kind of contradictory on how to position this thing for assembly. It says to put it up on its side, but then it says on its side with the hopper end pointed up. And then the illustration shows it sitting on its end, but you have this little chute right here that for the grease that's going to prevent you from standing it up on the end. So I was trying to move this thing, wonder why it was so daggum heavy, and then I opened the door there and all these parts are still inside. So I got my dolly out here, just gonna try to move it by myself. Now this end's very heavy, the firebox over here, but go ahead, save yourself some back work and take all that weight out of the inside before you try to move the whole thing. Here. Hold this closed.
Okay, just one last ledge to go over there.
Okay, so what I ended up using, since there's a little part that sticks out over there, I ended up using some of the packing to be able to orient this thing the way it shows it in the directions. Right there. So we can start putting the legs on now. First we got to unpack all these other parts. Well, lots of parts. Okay. So me and Mrs. Backwoods, we wrestled this thing off the trailer. Said I used a piece of the packing material to be able to stand it up straight, and then we unpacked all the other pieces, and there were a lot. There's our 4 legs. I left those in a bag so I can stack them up without scratching them. There's our front main handle for it right there. Our bottom shelf, our chimney, and the lid for it. Our casters, which are really nice, by the way. These are nice, I guess polyurethane or polyethylene. Even the front casters are very heavy duty, unlike most of your cheap gas grills you find, like your charbroils and stuff, that the casters are junk. Those look really well, look real quality. Okay, so we got a side shelf here, 2 brackets. This is our diffuser plate. Here are the grills themselves, and judging by the weight of these, I mean, they are hefty. I am almost certain, I will look into it for sure, I'm almost certain that is porcelain coated cast iron. Okay, just due to the weight of it. Okay, this is our flame broiler system here. I left this in the plastic because this is oil coated. We're going to have to burn that off after we get through this entire process. This is our top rack. I'm pretty sure that's porcelain coated steel because it doesn't have the weight. It's heavy, but it's not. It doesn't have the weight of those main grills there. Okay, this is our front tray. You might notice that it's got these cutout letters and it's silver behind there, but they thought about that. They knew that was going to get junk down in there. All right, the barbecue sauce and all that. Yeah. They made it where you can actually remove this plate and clean it. Put it back in there, or take it out altogether if you want. All right, here is our probes that we can use later, and in our hardware pack here. And I thought, good Lord, with all these parts, there's got to be more screws in this, but apparently not. So, and it says for the assembly tools required, all we need is a screwdriver and a level. Well, you know, around here at the Backwoods Gourmet, we're gonna go power tools. This is my little Makita Impact. I'm very used to using this as far as tightness and stuff goes. So if you're not comfortable, you think you might break it, you can use your drill that has the clutch on it, like we used back when we put the deck system together on the Backwoods Florida Adventures channel. So if you haven't checked that channel out yet, go over there and check out our Toyota Tundra Overland build. But you could use any of your cordless drills with the clutch on it if you're afraid of tightening the screws. Now I took a look at these screws through the package here, and it looks like they're number 3, but we have a number 2 bit on there now. So, but we'll use the appropriate size once I get them out of pack. I'll let you know. So it's about time to start taking all this miscellaneous parts along with this big giant freaking barrel with the. Oh, and one thing I wanted to say is this end of this joker, this is some heavy duty stuff over here. All right, that's not your flimsy. I mean, I've seen Yoders that were not used as thick of metal, and everything has got that hammer coat finish on it. Even down in the hopper there, everything's got a hammer coat finish. All right, so let's get after it. I'm not going to go into too many details on the simple stuff, but first thing we got to do is put the legs on it. All right, guys, so one of the things I wanted to show you real quick is how they label the legs. Instead of saying left rear, they say LB left back. But here is something that I'm super happy about, because I thought I was going to have to get in there, hold a nut together and all that. This has got the nuts are already built into the pieces. That's why there is no wrench shown as needed for tools. The nuts are already built in, and if you guys have ever put any grills together, you know how much of a pain in the rear end is trying to get on both sides of nut, bolt, screw, lock washer, all that. But here we don't have to worry about that. All we have to make sure is we got our screws here, and I did just confirm that they are number 3 Phillips heads, fit them the best. They're either slotted or Phillips, so you definitely could do it with a regular screwdriver. I would not. It would probably take you all day. So anyway, number 3. So we're going to go ahead. I'm going to set the camera up here. I'm going to do a little time lapse of putting the 4 legs on. Get it standing up.
Putting those in there loosely right now. Don't forget to put your lock washers on. Once you get the first one in, it's not too hard to locate the other 2. But this plate here prevents me from getting on it real good with a drill on the straight, so I'm going to start it by hand. That's kind of pain in the butt by yourself.
Okay, so the biggest challenge so far has been handling this monster. And I'm trying to do this by myself. I'm with Mrs. Backwoods, which, you know, she's not exactly a bodybuilder. But I got to flip it up on its back one more time, I think, to get the casters in. Pretty sure. I'm gonna have to jack it up somehow to be able to reach the axle. So best thing I could do right now was lay it down on a hand truck. I got this cardboard, the piece of the packing between it, and I have the piece there, styrofoam that it's sitting on, that's keeping it level while we're doing this process. Try to lay it down all the way on its back to get those wheels in. Then we'll have to bring it back down and try to get it over on its wheels. This thing is not light. This is the only nuts you've got to deal with at all. This whole project. Carry bolt. We have a bushing. And a nut. It is a nylock nut, so probably gonna have to get a wrench for that. Let's get them in there first. So the reason for that little nut and bolt and bushing is because you can lift this up, fold it down, and make it fit in a tighter spot. Just pop it up. Ready to go. Alright guys, so we've got everything that needs to be screwed on the outside of the whole smoker is already done. And you know, I'm always losing stuff when I go to assemble something. I haven't today. I've been fortunate enough to be out here in the outdoor kitchen where we're on the concrete slab, so if you drop something I can find it. So I like it when manufacturers leave you extra hardware, or at least a couple extra screws, washer, or something. So answer to the question whether Pip-Oss left you any extra, there There's a hardware pack. Nothing. Okay? So keep track of your screws. They give you just enough screws, just enough washers to do the installation correctly per the owner's manual or the installation manual. So everything that we have left to put in it should be just a kind of a drop-in deal. So the next thing we got to put in there is this big diffuser plate. So let's go ahead and see how easily that goes in there. And it says to put these 2 poles down that way, and then that centers over your fire chamber right there. Alright, so we're going to attempt to put this bad boy in, and this is a free-wheeled unit. I don't know if I can actually do it with the camera in the way. Doing this and doing it and filming it are 2 different things. Alright, so that looks right. This is dropped into the slots right there. Now, I believe this guy here is going to drop right on top of that, and that allows us to adjust right there. Seems to be operating correctly. So the next thing we have to do is put our flame adjuster bar. I screwed off the handle for it, and we got to come over here and put it through the hole, and then it's going to fall right into this little slot right here, and there's a lock for it. And we're going to screw it, our handle, right back on, and as we push or pull on this just slightly, it'll open or close. Show you there. Tighten that up. Alright, so when we move this back and forth, these slots open or close. So if we want to do some direct drilling right there, get us a nice sear zone, all we have to do is pull that open. It's going to let that heat come straight up out of the fire pot. Close it off, we're in smoking mode. Or we can adjust it to however we want. Alright, so that part's done. Alright, so down to the last parts. That's going to be the grills. And these are in 4 sections, which makes them lighter, for sure. I'm going to go ahead and throw those in. Now I'll probably leave this top rack out of there unless I really need to cook something up there, because there's not a lot of room between this and the top grill. So this is something that might stay, you know, out and of the grill for the most part, unless we're smoking. Maybe if we're doing some like chicken and grilling some chicken and we want to move it up higher, I don't know. But to really access the grill well, it's really low here, okay, especially if you're going to do any kind of smoking. So to get this out, you just kind of move it to one side like that, and then you can bring it right on out. So we're going to leave it out for right now. But that is our completed installation and assembly of the Pit Boss Pro Series. This is the 1150 model Pro Series. So next things we get to do to it, hey, we're going to go here and pull these stickers off. And I don't know about you guys, but I hate stickers that won't pull off clean, you know. And you can see that one's got a picture of the cast iron pan sitting there, and we will definitely be doing some of that. You guys already follow the Backwoods Gourmet channel. You know that cast iron cooking is a big part of what we do, and we will definitely be using it on this particular unit. Another one right here. Oh, we needed to go over that real quick, so let's leave that one on. We'll pull this other one off, see how easily it comes off. Definitely don't want to leave any of this on your hot grill. See if we can get it started. It's a little tricky. I don't have fingernails, so get that going. was stuck a little tighter, but yeah, got it going now. So this finish they have on the grill, those come right off, thank goodness. Alright, so we got those off. We got this one right here, so I wanted to show you one of the last things we need to do. I'm going to go around it real quick, make sure there's no other stickers on it that need to go off. That one can stay. Alright, oh, we got one on the top. You definitely don't want to fire up your grill with any of these left on here, and this tells us right there, and we're going to be leading up to this here too, probably in the next video, of how to hook this guy up to your phone. Of course you don't have to, but you know, folks, younger folks these days want to do everything in the world with their phone. Not me particularly, but it's an option if you would like it. Alright, so I'm going to show you how to pull out the ash box down at the bottom, and that's what this sticker here is all about, the easy ash out feature. And this is one of the only pellet grills I've ever seen that has this feature. So with this pit boss, it has a spot here at the bottom. You can release this, and somehow, well, I got the cardboard in it right now, but it comes out here somehow. Let me figure it out. Okay, so getting that out the first time is a little difficult because they have this piece of cardboard in there to keep it from, I guess, rattling or whatever. But you release the spring-loaded latch on this side, and we're going to push the whole thing toward the opposite end of the grill, and it's going to just release. And that's going to be your ash box right there. Easy to clean, dump it out, put it back in just as easily. Slide it up, slide it back toward the firebox. Put your strap on over here. Good to go. So, got the grill moved over into position here, and now we're going to start the first startup procedure, and that's going to be priming the auger to get those pellets up into the fire chamber for the first time. And you only need to do this once, unless you let it run all the way out of pellets, then you'll need to do it again. Okay, so we got it set up over here. We got our exhaust fan up here in the outdoor kitchen. One thing you need to do is you need to remove your grill grates. We already had the top grate out. I actually stored that up in the rafters there in case I need it. I can get up there and get it very easily. So I did the very first self-check feature on it, where I just started it dry with no pellets, and right now it's in the shutdown mode from doing that. I did ensure that all the electronics are working. So, and we're going to hit power, and right next to the power button it says prime. We're going to press and hold that until you can see some pellets. Pretty slowly, so it'll take a little while. I smell the oil inside the system burning. But you can also use this feature if you're doing competition barbecue to, you know, right before you get ready to open the lid, you can hit that prime button and it'll push a bunch of pellets up in there, and it'll help your temperature recover a lot faster. And they say right there in the owner's manual that this is one of the things that was requested by competition barbecue people. So I'm going to finish this up and we'll get back to you when it's all working. So that process was successful. We got some light off there now. You see nice blue smoke coming up out of there. Alright, but I'm just telling you, it takes a little pressure on this button here for a little while to keep that auger going. It's not touch screen, okay? So you can't just touch it. You got to actually press it in there on their screen. So you press this button here, you can dial your temperature wherever you want it at. It's automatically at 350. I'm gonna let it get up to 350, then we'll crank crank it up a little further. Right now it's just now lighting. Alright, so luckily in our outdoor kitchen here we have this exhaust fan above. Turn that on, it's going to suck out the smoke. And you see now it's lighting the raw pellets that fell down in the thing before it actually lit off. Also, so we want to burn off all the oils that are on that sear zone for deflector down there and all that stuff. It's coated in oil from the factory, so it's probably going to be pretty stanky for a little while. Matter of fact, I might just leave it lit for a little bit. Let's go ahead and close it. Alright. We're also going to get a gasket set for this thing, since we're going to use it low and slow a lot. To operate the chimney, it's just spin it one way or another, closes it down or opens it up. So there we go. The temperature's already gone up, 96. So that's how you do the first startup, very first prime and startup on the Pro Series Pit Boss 1150, and it's going to be the same procedure for all their other grills of that series. There's like 3 different sizes of them. Actually, I'm going to show you the baby size coming up next, so don't go away. So they do make this grill in a couple of different sizes. This one here is quite a bit less expensive. This one you can see right here was only $3.99. Now it doesn't necessarily have all the features that our 1150 does. It's more of a basic machine. Doesn't have the Wi-Fi capability, all that kind of stuff. It's basically a dial it, dial in your temperature. Here's your prime button for this one here to prime it, to get your stuff going in there. But it's still a Pro Series. It still has the same kind of finish. Okay. Yeah, it's a nice grill too. Same kind of grills. It's just half the grill that we have over there. That me and my co-workers bought this for one of our other co-workers who is moving into a new house here, hopefully here in the next few weeks. And they had this one at a great price, so we decided to split it and get him some kind of a grill for his new house, since he's grill lacking for sure. Yeah, it's just him and a couple of little kids, and this will do them fine for some chicken burgers, stuff like that. So again, affordable though, but you don't get all the tech with this one.